You know that feeling when inspiration suddenly hits you and you just have to start something new? I've been there a lot, whether it's signing up for a course, trying out a hobby, or planning my next vacation. And honestly, I used to fall into the trap of diving straight in, head first. No plan, no prep, just going with the flow. I mean, it's tempting, right? Especially when you see influencers and people on social media pushing that just do it mindset. But after trying it that way a few times, I started asking myself, is that really the best approach? Sure, you have to start somewhere, but I've learned that if I take the time to prepare, things just run a lot smoother. So I want to talk about why preparation matters and how it's made a difference in my life. I've come to believe that there's a better way to go about things. Like most people, I used to want to get things done as fast as possible. It's just how we're wired, right? But I realize that rushing often means I'm cutting corners on the preparation side, and that just ends up costing me later. For example, when I was starting my YouTube channel, I was super tempted to just hit record and upload my first video without much thought, but something told me to slow down. So I did some research, looked into my niche, learned about my audience, and brushed up on some basic editing. That little bit of extra prep gave me the confidence to put out better content. And in the long run, it's actually saved me time because I wasn't constantly backtracking to fix mistakes I could have avoided. I know it sounds weird. How can doing more at the start save time later? But I'll break it down. There's a difference between planning and preparing. Planning is when you think about what you want to do. Preparing is when you equip yourself with the tools you need to actually get it done. Lori Dupar, an ADHD coach I've followed, says, planning leads to awareness. Preparation leads to readiness. That hit home for me, because I've seen firsthand how preparation helps you handle unexpected situations when they come up. It's like having a roadmap. Sure, things might not always go as planned, but when you've laid the groundwork, you can adjust without getting completely lost. Planning might motivate you to start, but it's the preparation that helps you follow through and finish. And honestly, in today's world, there's no excuse not to prepare. Information is literally everywhere. Whatever I want to do, there's probably someone out there who's already done it, which means I can learn from their mistakes and avoid making the same ones. When I first thought about starting this YouTube channel, I knew it had to fit my life. I didn't want the channel to run my life. I wanted it to work for me. So, I thought long and hard about what that meant for me personally. I knew I didn't want to be famous. I didn't want a super strict upload schedule, like day trading, which I'd tried and hated because I couldn't stand waking up early. I didn't want to invest too much up front either, just in case it wasn't what I thought it would be. But it had to give me freedom, like being able to take 2 weeks off to travel if I wanted. And most importantly, I needed to enjoy it, because I wanted this to be something I could live off of long term. All this research and reflection took time, but in the end, it's why I was able to launch this channel the way I wanted and make it work for me. One of my favorite quotes, which really resonates with this idea, comes from Abraham Lincoln. "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." It's so simple, but so true. Before diving into any task, it's worth sharpening your tools. For me, those tools have been things like laying out a solid strategy, defining clear goals, doing research, building skills, testing things out before committing fully. Another quote I love is from Kevin Davis, a former Wall Street CEO. He said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." That really changed how I think about success. It's not just about getting lucky, it's about being ready when the right moment comes. Preparation puts you in the position to take advantage of opportunities that others might miss. Now, I'm not going to pretend like you can prepare for everything. That's just not how life works. Sometimes, you have to jump in and figure things out as you go. And honestly, that's where some of the biggest growth happens, when you're forced to learn from experience. It's like when I was learning how to swim. I could read all the techniques, talk to people who were good at it, watch a million YouTube videos, but none of that mattered until I actually got in the water and felt what it was like. That's when things clicked. The same goes for most things in life. Think about a medical student. They might ace every exam, know the procedures inside out, and be top of their class. But would you trust them to operate on you if they've never actually done surgery before? Probably not. Real-life experience teaches you things that books and prep just can't. You learn how to stay calm under pressure and deal with unexpected situations. Sometimes I've caught myself over-preparing, where I think about something so much that I end up stuck, unable to actually move forward. It's what people call paralysis by analysis. I've been there. Back to the swimming example. If I'd only ever read about swimming and never jumped in the pool, I would have never known how my body reacts to water, or how I'd deal when things didn't go as planned. That's why trial and error is so important. I've learned that you can't expect to be 100% ready for everything. You have to just start sometimes, even if it feels messy. The answers often show up as you go along, not beforehand. It's not easy, sometimes you fail, and that sucks. But I've found that setbacks are just part of the process. They're points on your learning curve. Every failure teaches you something, and each time, you come back a little smarter, a little stronger. That said, it's important to strike a balance. You need to know when to stick to your plan and when to adapt. Being able to adjust when preparation alone isn't working is key. Success comes from being ready enough, but also knowing when it's time to take action. So, when you're about to dive into something new, remember this: preparation is key to success, but it only works if you also take action. How do you know when you're ready? It's a bit like watching a banana ripen. You wait for that perfect moment when it's just right. You'll find your sweet spot between preparation and action. And trust me, don't let fear hold you back. Sometimes you just have to leap. If you found this video helpful or want to share your own thoughts, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about any experiences where you over-prepared or just jumped in and learned along the way. Let's keep this conversation going. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.